So 1 more minute and we shall start with the class. All right. So let's get started. Namaste everyone. Greetings from Govardhan School of Yoga. We welcome you all on this very, very special day celebration where India is celebrating its 73rd Republic Day. And on this auspicious occasion, we are meeting here to discuss about one of the wonderful techniques, one of the wonderful meditation techniques of Omkar chanting. So as we all know that India has a great legacy of rishis and munis and saints and yogis, right? Everyone has given some or the other forms of yoga or the different kinds of spiritual practices, right? Where one can become one with the Supreme. Yes? So there are n number of techniques given, correct? So today we are going to focus on one very, very important practices amongst this, that is Omkar chanting. Now, when we speak about Omkar, everyone is familiar with the term or the syllable, and everybody knows that it is one of the Bija mantras, a very, very important and the first sound that was created in the universe, right? So if I have to speak on Omkar, we can write the encyclopedia on this topic, right? But we'll restrict ourselves to some theory and then we'll try to do the practice where you can actually experience the vibrations, the effects of Omkar. So before we get into the practice, some basic information about how to chant Omkar, what are the benefits of practicing Omkar chanting, right? So we'll just see them. I shall share my screen here. Okay. So I hope you all can see my screen. Yes, please thumbs up if you can. Yeah, okay, great. All right, so the topic for today is Omkar chanting. Now, what is this Om? So as we all know that it is the holy sound of the universe. It was the first sound that was created when this universe came into existence. Yes, and it is considered as the king of the mantras. You see, majority of the mantras that we chant, normally it starts with Om. Yeah, if you say Gayatri mantra, if you say Mahamrityunjay mantra, and many such other mantras, it always, most of the times, that starts with Om. So it is considered as the king of the mantras. Now, what is this Omkar? It is, though it is a monosyllable, the one syllable only, but still it is the sound which was experienced by our rishis and munis in the higher states of meditation. So it is not that they, out of their own mind, they said that no, Omkar is the first syllable and it is of so much of importance. No, but it was their experience where they could hear that sound in the higher states of meditation, right? And it is the mantra that unites the limited existence with the unlimited. So when we do these practices of Omkar chanting, it takes us to the infinite level of existence, right? So we are into very much limited span with our sensory organs, motor organs, correct? But when we have to see beyond our existence, this can be the channel through which we can experience the infinite, the unlimited part of existence. Now, if we see Omkar is found, the description, the information about Omkar is given in many of the traditional scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Vasishtha. There are many other yogic scriptures also like Patanjali Yoga Sutras, right? So yoga has its importance and which is described in different scriptures and yogic texts, correct? So this is all about what Omkar is. It is basically a universal sound, which is considered to be the king of mantras. It is, though it is a monosyllable mantra, but its benefits are profound, correct? Now we'll see how to chant it. So yes, now many people, yes, they might come up with the questions like how to chant Omkar. So there are different techniques and none of the technique is wrong. Yes. So if you want, you can chant mantra Om slowly or you can chant quickly. Either method is good as other. So there can be no comparison whether this is better or that one is better. Yes. Secondly, you have to choose it as per your preference. How you want to chant it, it is your choice. Chanting is more important. How to chant, whether slow or fast or at a medium pace, it is your choice. Correct? Next thing, that if we chant it quickly, then it is a powerful method to synchronize it with our heartbeats. Correct? So if you chant it fast, it will go with every heartbeat. Correct? And if you decide to chant it slowly, then every syllable can last for few seconds as per your capacity. So if we see, the syllable Om is made of 3 alphabets, A, U and M, A, U and M, correct? So now when you chant Omkar, there should be a definite pronunciation of all these 3 alphabets, A, U and M, which is gradually transiting from one to another. So it's not that I can chant A separately, U separately, and M separately. No, there is a transition from one to other in a very, very rhythmic flow. Yes. So when we chant it, I will be demonstrating it, of course, and you will get the idea how to chant Omkar. Correct? Now, in this chanting of A, U and Ma, the last part of Makar, where we chant the Ma part, it can be extended as per your capacity, as per your wish. Correct? So, for example, if I'm chanting Omkar, I will chant it like and I can extend my Makar as much as I want. Correct? So there are no restrictions like how much of the time span for each alphabet, but it is as per your capacity. Got it? Now, if you are in the beginning stage, if you are at a beginner's level and never practiced Omkar chanting or Omkar meditation before, then it is very much ideal to chant it verbally. So again, here we have 2 options. Either you can chant Omkar mentally or verbally, loudly, correct? But when you chant it mentally, in the initial stages, it might happen that you lose the track in between and some other thoughts might start coming up, correct? So initially, to feel those vibrations, to stay connected with the sound, it is recommended to chant it verbally, loudly, so that you can be very much connected to the practice for longer time. Got it? Now, this is about how to chant, and we are going to chant it practically here. So you will have an experience of how to chant it correctly, right? Now we'll see what are the benefits of chanting Omkar. So there is a long list. This is something selective benefits I thought that I shall put here, but there is a long list. You name it and you have the benefits of Omkar chanting for that particular thing, right? So we can just go through a few benefits of Omkar chanting. So first of all, it is one of the powerful technique which helps in relaxing your entire mind and body. Secondly, it quickly brings mental peace and can help to prevent or soothe many of the psychosomatic disorders. So any disorders related to mind, stress, anxiety, correct? So it helps in recovering them or maybe preventing them or helps in good management of those psychosomatic diseases, right? It helps in improving concentration, better focus. So this practice can be very useful for the students, teenagers, those who are still studying and are not able to focus. So the practices of Omkar can surely help them. It brings about clarity in mind and increases self-awareness. So yes, normally we are always in a dual state of mind, whether to do or not to do, whether to choose this option or that option, right? So this practice, regular practice, of course, of Omkar chanting can help you in getting clarity of mind. It also helps in enhancing creativity. One of the major things that we are missing nowadays, or the students are, or the kids are missing nowadays, lack creativity. They just want to imitate others, they just want to copy others, yeah. But this practices of Omkar can develop that part of brain which helps in evolving the creativity in the child, right? So again, it's a very wonderful practice. It helps in reducing stress and anxiety. As I mentioned before, that it helps in preventing and soothing many of the psychosomatic disorders. Again, very important, it helps in detoxification of the body. Now, when you are practicing Omkar on a regular basis, what happens is automatically it purifies your thoughts. Automatically it purifies your attitude towards life. Got it? And when the mind is purified, naturally you start getting or seeing its effects on your body also, where all the toxins are removed, whatever we are carrying in our body and mind, the thoughts, the tensions, the aggressions, the negativity. Correct? So it is one of the wonderful practices to detoxify your body and mind. It ensures sound sleep. Now, many people nowadays are facing the problem of insomnia, right? Not able to sleep well, long working hours, for the whole day they are in front of these screens, correct, which disturbs the sleeping pattern. So the regular practices of Omkar can help with getting a good sleep, right? It helps in bringing about emotional stability. Again, we see nowadays due to this pandemic situations or many other reasons that we are experiencing in our day-to-day lives, in relationships, in our surrounding, your work professional part, your personal life, everywhere, right? There is so much of conflict amongst the people in the relationships, correct? So again, it helps in bringing a good emotional stability. Very important for this pandemic situation that it helps in improving your immune system and increases your self-healing power, right? Again, it reduces blood pressure. So yes, many of us, like nowadays, blood pressure has become so very common. Every single person you ask them, and yes, it's like they're taking one pill of blood pressure control for blood pressure control. So the regular practice again can help with that. More than that, so whatever we saw were the physical, physiological, psychological, and mental benefits. But more than that, When you are the regular practitioner of Omkar chanting, it increases positivity in you, and it helps in purifying the environment around you and creates the positive vibrations around you, right? What happens is that whatever the vibrations are created, and as we discussed before, that it helps in purifying your thoughts, your mind, your body. Naturally, when the things are purified, when your own existence is purified, it has a positive impact on the environment in the place where you are living, creating more positive energy, more positive aura, right? So it's a good practice to develop the positivity in you and around you, correct? If you are looking for something spiritual out of this, then of course it helps, it leads to the higher states of meditations and realization of higher truths. So regular practices of Omkar chanting, be it whatever kind of meditation you are doing, whatever path you are following, but if you include the Omkar chanting as a part of your meditation practices, it can surely help you with attaining or experiencing the higher states of meditations, right? With more clarity and more purified mind state, it is very much possible and it becomes easy to reach your goal of progressing in spirituality at the faster pace, right? So these are the different benefits of Omkar. Now, as we are restricted to the time, and as I mentioned before, that the whole encyclopedia can be written on this one syllable, but we'll see or we'll do a little bit of practice also so that you can experience it, right? Experience speaks more than theory, I feel, correct? So in next 30 seconds, we'll be starting with the practice. If you want to make little bit adjustments with your place, with your mat, with your sitting posture, you can do that. And get ready for the practice today of Omkar chanting. Wherever you are sitting, either on the mat or sofa, chair, wherever you are, just sit comfortably. The only criteria is try to keep your spine and neck erect and get ready for the practice. Gently close your eyes. Be steady, calm, and quiet. Settle down in the sitting posture. Try to avoid any kind of physical movements. Give yourself some time to be calm and quiet. Now, in this very moment, you all can gently open your eyes and see at the screen the image of Omkar, the divine image of Om in front of your eyes. Just observe that Om for a while. Try to avoid any kind of physical movements and just look at the Om, the bright, divine, pure, positive Omkar. Just look at it for a while. Imbibe that image of Omkar in your eyes. And now slowly close your eyes and try to visualize the same image in front of the closed eyes. See if you can visualize the image of Om in front of the closed eyes. The divine Om. Keeping the awareness on the image of Om, we will now be chanting Om for next few minutes. While chanting the Om, try to be aware completely of the sound of the Om. Lose your whole being in the Omkar. With that resolve, we shall now begin with the chant all together. Breathe in deeply. Keep your eyes closed for some time and feel the vibrations of Omkar. Be steady. Be totally aware of the Om and be aware of the sound vibrations that you might be experiencing in this very moment. Shift your awareness to the breath. Observing the rhythmic flow of the breath, we will now be chanting Om 3 times together. For Om, inhale deeply. Shanti Path all together. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And now slowly rub both the palms against each other. Place the warm palms over the closed eyes. Feel the warmth of the prana on the eyes. And then slowly bring both the palms down and open your eyes. Hare Krishna. So we end the session here. If anyone has any question, can quickly ask. This was just to give you the taste of the practice. But of course, if you study and if you practice more, then there is no end to it. Yeah. But at least practicing it maybe once or twice a day, 11 rounds of Omkar before going to bed, before sitting for studies, those who are students here. So that can be really helpful. Yes. So if any questions can be quickly taken. If you want to unmute, I don't know whether there is a scope for you to unmute yourself. And yes, somebody wants to see the slides once again. Okay, I just share my screen again. Yes, so it is about what is Omkar and how to chant it and benefits of it. Yes. Yes, any other question? It is done before or after our regular rounds? Yes, it can be done anytime. You can start and end your spiritual practices with chanting Om. Like before starting your japa, you can chant few rounds of, let's say 11 rounds of Omkar. After completing your japa rounds, you can again chant 11 rounds of Omkar. That should be fine. Yes, any other question? Yes, it is done before or after. Okay. 11 rounds is 11 times. 11 Omkars means 11 rounds. One Omkar is 1 round. Yes, any other question? Yes. Can kids of 6 years can practice this? Of course, they can practice this, or rather, that will be very helpful if children of 6 years, 7 years of age, they start practicing with Omkar chanting. Yes. When we are chanting Om, should our abdomen be out? So yes, when you are chanting Omkar, your abdomen goes in because you're chanting it while exhaling. So the normal principle is when you breathe in, your belly expands. When you breathe out, it contracts. So naturally, when you are chanting Om, your belly will go in. Yes. Okay. Any other? Do we have to keep Om in front of our eyes during chanting? Yes, in the initial stages, if you want, you can do that. So maybe with open eyes also you can chant Om, looking at the image. Yeah, so that can be a helpful thing for that. Is there a maximum limit of number of times or we can chant more? No, there is no limit to it. It's just that we have restricted timings. So minimum 11 rounds is recommended. But if you can do more, there is no harm. 21 rounds, 51 rounds, 108 rounds, maybe for half an hour, 1 hour, whatever you want to, that can be done. No limit to it. Okay. With every Om, we should inhale deeply. No, with first Om, you have to. But with next Omkar, it will happen naturally. Inhalation happens naturally, right? So your focus is only on the exhalation while chanting. So inhalation happens naturally. Okay, I missed earlier part of the lecture. Can I get the link to here? Mostly yes, Prabhu, I'm not sure. If they share the recordings, then you will be able to. After lunch and dinner, is it okay? Not immediately after meals, but maybe after one and a half hour, that can be done, right? In many of my sessions, I say that you might think that yes, we don't have to move our body while chanting Omkar, then why these restrictions? So because when you have your meals, the whole blood supply is in your abdomen. They are working for the digestion of the food, correct? So if you do it post meals, there won't be any harm, but you won't be able to focus more and you might feel sleepy and drowsy. But otherwise, if you chant few rounds of Omkar post meals, it won't harm you. But that's the whole idea, that you won't be able to, you might not able to focus more. That's the reason that post meals we don't recommend. But if you want to, it's always open, no problem. Please tell about Gayatri Mantra chanting. Okay, so we can have a separate session for that. So like what exactly you are looking for Gayatri Mantra? Yes, if you are traveling, you can chant Omkar mentally, no harm. Yes, Omkar can be chanted with every breath, 24/7. You should have that awareness. If you put that conscious efforts, Omkar can be chanted with every breath, no problem, right? But if you are taking it as a sadhana and you have some specific time you want to dedicate, then yes, we say that morning, evenings can be fine. But Omkar, or rather every mantra, whatever mantra you decide, even our Hare Rama Maha Mantra can be chanted with every breath, right? So no restrictions with that. Position of hands during chanting Om. If you are chanting it with every breath, no restrictions. If you are sitting in a particular position for some period of time, then you can take Dhyana Mudra, joining the tip of the index and the thumb, index finger and the thumb. Dhyana Mudra can be taken. Yeah, that's ideal. Position of hands. Okay, how is chanting mentally different? Is there any time duration for each Om? Okay, so 2 questions I'll take. Mental chanting is different. It's not different, but it helps in internalizing your awareness more. So if you are, but this is the second stage, as I mentioned before, that in the earlier, as if you are a beginner, loud chanting is recommended so that you can focus and stay connected more with the chanting. But once you are used to it, of course, mental chanting, mental repetitions can help you on a more subtle level. So yes, both the things can be done. You can chant it loud and then you can chant it mentally also. Yes. Position. Okay, how is chanting mentally different? Is there any time duration for each Om? There is no such time durations for each Om. So there are in the scriptures they have mentioned that Omkar, like few of you might want to extend the Makar part. Few of you might want to extend the Akar part, or you might want to keep it equal. So for the normal human beings, like the yogis, who are the advanced practitioners, they can make the changes. Like they might want to extend Akar and then they might want to extend Makar. But for us, keeping it equal is ideal. Like Om. So it can be kept equal. But if you want to extend Makar more, even that is recommended, because those the vibrations that are created in the last part of Omkar, that is Makar part, are more relaxing and soothing. So if you want, you can extend Makar part also. No harm in that. Okay, person is sick and can't sit, then in lying down positions is also okay. Yes, if the person is bedridden, then yes. But otherwise, normal people, fit and fine, should sit and do the chanting, because the flow of energy is always upwards. Correct? That's why it is recommended to sit and practice. But if the person is bedridden, then they can chant it in the lying down position. Or rather, for them, mental chanting would be ideal, like with every breath, with the flow of every inhalation and exhalation, they can chant Omkar mentally. That is helpful. Okay, any other question? I think we are done with the questions here. All right, so if no questions, then thank you so much. Thank you all for joining in. Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you. Thank you.